Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Whatever time of the day you find yourself tuning in to this particular video, watching or listening, good day to you. My name is Jerrie'Me Wright, and I'm signing on today. I'm signing on today, you know, to continue continue in what it is that God has given me, and that is what I'm going to do. But in starting out, I like to say that when you begin to do what it is God asks you to do, there will definitely be opposition before you. In fact, the enemy do not want you to do what it is God will have you to do. Therefore, the enemy will send opposition your way to prevent you from doing that very thing. Now, prime example is actually recording these videos. Now, I record videos all the time. In fact, I have videos that I've yet to upload. I have many videos that I have yet to upload. But nevertheless, what I discover is um, after recording these videos and uploading them, there has been an attempt to prevent me to upload any videos to my YouTube page. And I say that because, for example, if the Wi-Fi as I upload, it could be on for a minute or two and then it suddenly cut off and you're no longer connected, or or two rather, the Wi-Fi would disappear completely from those open Wi-Fi those Wi-Fi preference, or the list of the Wi-Fi's available. Like, I've never seen that done before until recently, whereby the Wi-Fi disappear completely. So, so for myself, I'm like, wow, like never seen that one before. But that's very interesting. One, they can disconnect you from the Wi-Fi, and two, the Wi-Fi can be removed completely from an option to sign on. Nevertheless, that's minute, because whenever whenever you're given something to do, you're gonna do it irrespective of the opposition. So I'll just share with you all about what has occurred in my life with medically. Just in this previous video I record, and I sign right back on to create this video, um, because I've actually shared a whole lot of things that has been going on in and around my space, whether it's individuals stealing from me, whether it's you know um, individuals putting stuff in my drink or in my food, and all kind of crazy stuff, like stuff you would think I'm crazy for even mentioning it. But you know what? I say it and I mention it anyway. And for anybody who desires to see me shut up or be quiet, that's something that's not going to happen. And it's nothing that anyone can do about it. And I know that for some people, that makes them feel some type of way, because they don't desire you to do what it is that God gives you to do. So, in this particular video, what I'm going to hit on real quick, like, is that, a couple of days back, God has just been dealing with me concerning this. And I like to just share it with you all, because um, I had people, say some things that, made me actually think, because sometimes people can say things that blow your mind, and basically what several people were saying, and they were focused on looks. And one of the things that actually caught my attention was a man of God that I listened to, a preacher, prophet, apostle that I listened to, someone that God used mightily from 2017 on to help me through that season after my stroke. But I was listening to this individual, and this individual were actually talking about how there was a conference or whatever, and the picture that this particular preacher sent in was not how the preacher looked, on the day whereby he were to give the message. And I was like, okay. Now, which matters most? Does it matter how an individual look on a picture versus how they look in person, or do it matter that this individual come to deliver the word of the Lord in that time and in that season? And God just been dealing with me about this since there were some other people who actually had some more things to say about looks. And I'm like, okay, this is baffling, because I'm like people are really so shallow. People are so shallow that they actually focus on looks more than anything else. Then that's the time that we living in. And I get it. We living in a time whereby people actually focus on looks, whereby it has become as an idol before the Lord. And God said, Jerrie'me, this shouldn't surprise you. Why do you believe I asked you to get off of social media? Why do you believe I asked you to deactivate your Facebook page, delete your Twitter page, deactivate your Instagram? I asked you those things because I don't want you inundated on looks, because oftentimes we get on these social media apps, and the only thing we do is basically look. We look at what people is doing. We look at what it is that's going on in their lives, and we just allow our thumbs to work by scrolling up and down and looking. And what we're looking at is basically vanity, something that does not matter, something that won't even last. And, for myself, Facebook in 2004, when um, we had to go to our IT department to get our Facebook login, because Facebook was only for the college community. And in that time, there was no one grandmother, grandfather, there was no one mother or father on Facebook. However, today, we have people, grandmother, grandfather, mother, father, all are on Facebook, and all of them are basically looking. And we have actually created this culture whereby we are actually focused on how people quote unquote look. And that's so shallow, from the man of God who actually made that statement to anyone who actually is focusing on how another person look or whatnot. And I just want to encourage you, do not get caught up in looks. Looks can be deceiving. And that's something that, we ought to take to heart. We ought to take to heart that, we cannot focus on how people look, because that's just external. And we don't understand that, that's surface level. If I just look at an individual on the surface, I might can have an idea about an individual, but surface level never beat or outweighs what's down below, what's underneath, the depth of an individual. Because we can look at an individual and be so shallow, we don't understand that people have depths to them. And I'd rather have someone who is in depth with love than looking at someone who's actually beautiful outwardly or whatnot. Therefore, like I said, God said, Jerrie'Me, this shouldn't surprise you. That's why I asked you to get off of social media, because I don't want you to actually, look upon people as though, they are God, or make them an idol, and vice versa. I don't want them to look at you and make you an idol. Whereby now we actually have preachers who think that they can be God, whereby they think that someone can deify them, and they're thinking so highly of themselves, where it's actually scary. Therefore, I just encourage you all today, know that, looks is only surface, but if we can look deeper within someone, we can actually find out a lot more about an individual, as opposed to just looking outwardly at an individual. So you all continue to be blessed, take care, and know that, looks is not everything. So do not put your hopes all in the looks. Amen. Amen.